My name is Michelle Singh, and the question today is how can a teacher foster a caring environment and personal connection among the pupils? Some ways that you can foster a caring environment and personal connection among your students are you can one express interest in the ethnic background of your students. So basically what this is talking about is that you can show interest, maybe ask about their background. You can ask in a way to make the child feel comfortable. You're not gonna go and be harsh on a student and asking them certain question that they're gonna feel a bit comfortable, like, why miss want to know this, or why miss asking me my business. You just gonna be friendly, and you just ask, like, okay, for example, um, what are you mixed with? Or you have pretty hair, where did you get that, maybe your hair texture from, or something. Two would be encourage your pupils to do research about their ethnic groups and their culture belief. So we know that we are teaching primary school student. So basically what this means is that we will not, of course, tell a child, oh, go and Google something. So you can simple things, like, for example, okay, I having a discussion with my grandparents, and we learn a lot from our grandparents. And some of us don't have grandparents, we have great grands, while some don't have great grands, but they have grandparents. And you can ask them questions, they're gonna tell you old time stories. We all love old time stories, and sometimes these old time stories can be very scary, but very interesting also. Many times, as a mother and a teacher, there's a lot of beliefs. I heard there's a lot of stuff. Sometimes we have, like, sometimes I say to myself, like, this is nonsense, but this is the culture of my family, right? So most time, well, these days many of us are mixed, so we have this mixed culture instead, and we have different belief. We just don't have, like, oh, this one belief. We have, like, because it's a mixed culture, we have, like, mixed beliefs. Number three, also we can do role play. When I say role play, for example, one would be you can have a culture day. Now, on this culture day, they can dress up in their culture wear. Now, we know that Guyana have ethnic, six ethnic groups in Guyana, which would be the Amerindians, the East Indians, the Portuguese, the Chinese, the Africans, the East Indians, the Europeans. Uh, I think I called East Indian before. However, there are six. Now, I will like to show you their six ethnic groups and their culture wear, and also their food that they would normally, or I should say that they would normally eat. Yeah. However, another way is that in the classroom we can at the culture day we can also display their food and drinks, and also we can let them describe each item that they bring. However, we can also encourage them to do dance on the culture day. We have the East Indian dance, the Armenian dance, the African dance, Chinese, you just name it. We have all the dance here, and we Guyanese people love to dance. And many times, people in general, they just love fun. So anything for do little shaking and so it's like how it's fun to them. So in a way that you while you first foster caring and caring environment, you also making it fun that they would show interest and want to be a part of that. Also, I know that there are situations where when we have culture day, many pupils cannot afford to buy maybe a culture wear or afford to bring something at culture day. Maybe ask them to bring food or maybe a craft. However, crafts are very expensive in Guyana. So to make this simple or simpler, instead of expensing yourself to buy expensing the pupils or the parents to buy a craft, maybe a headpiece of the Amerindian, that's maybe like about 5,000 to 6,000. You can go on the internet, save a picture of a headpiece, and print it out maybe in color. Now instead of that costing you $6,000, it would eventually cost you like about $200. So now this here they can bring it to school. We can paste it up on the wall. You can ask them to describe. And I think the best thing to do as a teacher to foster a care environment, the best way is to allow the pupils to be more active. More active in a way that what I mean is to, okay, for example, have each pupil for the Amerindian, let's say Amerindian, let me just say use Amerindian East Indians. Now, instead of the Amerindians pupils bringing the Amerindians um, food or maybe dressing or the clothing or whatsoever, you would ask them, it is better to mix them up. Okay, the Amerindian dresses as East Indian dresses as Africa, and the African dress as in the East Indians. Now, this here also would help each one of the pupil to respect each culture and each race and also beliefs. Also, they will gain a lot of knowledge on each other culture and beliefs. Also, with this being said, pupils will begin to understand the needs of each other. Everyone is different and wonderfully made. So this here will help pupils to respect each other and in a fostering and caring environment also we allow pupils to have their own they speak their language, but at the same time we don't as a teacher you don't correct them in a harsh way. For example, we all know we have Kareli's language here, so you find a lot of pupils saying especially the East Indians, they would say Abdis, and the Africans they would use they would say Ed or and the Amerindians they would speak a different language. So they tend to have this accent, a different accent also. However, instead of just correcting these pupils harsh or maybe in front of everybody, you can simply just say whenever they finish speaking, you just say okay, very nice or very good, whatever they're talking about. And then you could say, okay, another word for this word would be this. And you just show them other way. You don't change them from being whoever they are, but at the same time you correct them in a mannerly way and the best way that you can so that they would feel comfortable. And also you can help them learn to speak like each other, for example. Now, um, the Amerindians, we use certain language, or for example maybe the Patamono language. So they would speak a different language. Now, okay, if you have a child in your class and they speak like that, well then it is simple. You can learn from that child, and then you teach your other pupils them. Same thing goes for the Chinese, same thing goes to the others too. However, here I would like to display the Amerindian wear. So we have the Amerindians here, and this is what they dress like. We also have Amerindian dishes. So they normally said that we Amerindians would eat pepper pot, but nowadays we would normally eat, we call it tomo pot. So this here is deer meat in cassava juice, cassava water or cassava juice, however it is. So this is what is made with a lot of pepper. Lovely. Now we have the East Indians. They're wearing these saris. As you can see, they look very beautiful, and they have these nice things on their head. So we also have Indian food. Now here we have seven curry. Looks so delicious. We have a little bit of dal with pepper. We have chana curry and pumpkin and a whole set of more. Now we have the Chinese here. So the headdress, so pretty. So we have some Chinese food. Now we know that we Guyanese people, we love Chinese food. Who don't love Chinese food? Everybody's excited about Chinese food. We have a lot of varieties of Chinese food. Now the last one here, not the last. We have the Africans here. Now the Africans, they dress with some lovely accessories they created themselves. Now here we have their food. We have cook up rice with fried chicken there. Of course, you know we Guyanese love pepper. We have to get the pepper. So here we have Portuguese. So we have people from that speak Portuguese also here. As you can see, their culture wear is different. We have a food that they would make, which is custard. And the last, we have Europeans. So this is what they look like. Also, we have something that they would normally eat, egg. However, teachers must also respect religion by celebrating with their pupils. So now we have Hindu. We just don't allow just pupils to be participating with each other. We as teacher also have to dress up, you know. Okay, Amerindian coming up next month is Amerindian. We all Amerindian heritage, and we all love heritage. Who don't love heritage? So, you know, we can in the month of September we don't even need to expense ourselves all that. We can even make things in the classroom and have your pupils them dress up in their Amerindian wears. Also we have Hindus, you know, Diwali. You can simple sub up money and buy these things and have these children be participating in classroom. With this being said, I hope that it was understanding and you learned something from it. But this is just my piece and understanding.